I am welcoming you into an absolute mix of a vlog. It started a previous weekend, I believe, and I just guided you through my day, but it ended up more of a reading vlog. Hi, let me catch you up what's been going on so far. So I am doing this reference vlogs where I'm like trying to engage with my art books. So currently two literally in the progress is My Neighbor Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. So My Neighbor Totoro is the first one I started this morning with. It's mostly filmed. There is like minimal parts missing, but I did this, if you remember my Totoro onesie, that's what I did today. I did like intro, outro, and some in betweens, which like commentary, which is not probably necessary and maybe breaks the flow, but I felt like I wanted to. That's what my mood's been in. So now I'm just gonna like edit those parts, cut pieces, put them together. It's been such a long time me filming this vlog that is like feels a bit distant in any sense. That's what I'm doing right now. So my files are uploading. My camera is charging again. I'm gonna be spending some time with my computer, and hopefully the total vlog, if I will be able to release, if not like right away, then maybe next week. Lunchtime. Welcome back. I basically didn't get to do a lot because the next step was to do some Kiki things, which is my another vlog that I'm working on. And one of the things was that I have a badge and I wanted to finally sew it on onto something, and it's absolutely devastating because I literally looked everywhere right now and lifted every single thing and I lost that badge. But that badge basically I kept for years thinking of like, oh, I don't know where to put it on, and now I'm thinking of putting it on this backpack, and like I have actually a fort where I want it and it's gone. Basically, just me ranting. Kiki's vlog has not been doing very well at all. Everything's falling apart constantly. Let me just remember, there was like a paint that molded. Now I lost the badge. There was something else. Oh yeah, I also picked up a bunch of books that I really struggled with, and generally that Kiki's vlog was just absolutely like going against the wave. Everything is a hurdle. Don't think I'm gonna do anything else. I'm actually very, very upset right now. Like angry because I actually looked so hard and it didn't turn out. I'm still looking. If you see me not looking at you, it's because I'm still looking any area that I haven't tackled. So I'm currently on audiobook called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and it's everyone's been recommending it to me because it's so good. So here we are. I am gonna put that on, do a bit of more cleaning. Honestly, guys, I'm sorry. I can't. It's just so upsetting. It's really upsetting because I literally just seen it like weeks ago or days ago while I had it for years. It's just like so upsetting. I can't deal with it. Hopefully it will turn up, but you will figure out once the Kiki's blog is up, because if I do include it, it's probably because I found it, but probably not. Just have sometimes you have to just believe something's lost and gone forever. I think that's what we're getting to. In either way, I'm gonna do some reading because first of all, the book is my Patreon pick as well, and it's super long, and I'm feeling like I'm a bit behind it if I do want to finish it. And I'll catch up with you in a moment. Right. Oh gosh, dark and dry. Okay, right. Lots happened. I actually listened for about like an hour or something for Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which I feel like the pacing is very slow. It feels more like a collection of short stories on like different magical events. And there's a lot of like about these almost like, let's say, professors and like publication and whatnot, and I'm like, it's just so such some aspects of it is really dry and slow paced for me. I know a lot of people really enjoyed that book, but I also noticed there are such a different tastes in readers, and maybe I'm just a bad reader in that sense, but um I like that it does look into fairy magic as an instance in some of the stories, but just the flow is a bit of different for me. I'll speak about it more on my Patreon book club. I can't stop speaking about things. Basically, I gone back into rewatching Secrets of Sulphur Springs. I love that show. I actually, when I originally watched it, I had COVID and I was very feverish, I remember, but it was very much aligning with a mystery that I'm writing at the moment, like because I'm writing like a mansion mystery. So either way, I thought I'm gonna go back to it and sort of refresh my mind, back into that mindset, and write my middle grade again. Anyhow, this is the notes that I keep for my middle grade, and I like that it's kind of called Struggle Bear. I say the direction. The first also always says the direction what I wanted. For example, this is my Project Amber notes, right? It's much thicker, much more colorful. I have like stickers of character appearances, emblems and all the other sort of information to it, which obviously I still have a lot of going on. I have trackers of my writing and whatnot, like so much going on in this one. But in the beginning, I also say YA, high fantasy, urban setting, dark academia. It does shift it from dark academia. It definitely shifted it. It doesn't stay there. So in the current one, I say that it's very funny because I'm like, I say random things. I say it's like a dungeon crawler, friendly monsters, and a hidden secret mystery. Honestly, that's what I have on it so far. Um, I only wanted to see dungeon crawler because it's different rooms, and I wanted each chapter be a different puzzle or a room, and that's why I felt that's sort of keywords for me. Working on it, and it's barely moving, but any progress is a progress. And because I'm also drawing for this story, and I don't know why, because the drawings are not so great. I don't know if that wasn't one of the things when I was like, I'm gonna illustrate myself, it's gonna be great, and it's not. It's one of these things. I want to write this in that way that I wrote my book that is coming out soon. That I start with sort of more visuals and illustrations, and I spin the story from there. I want to have similar vibe in that sense. So here we are. I want to say that I haven't checked in for a long time. It's actually not the same weekend anymore. What happened? Basically, we had some sickness at home. I did finish Totoro, and I did finish. I did what I wanted to do for Kiki's vlogs and whatnot. And basically, I'm rooting back into reading. I was watching a lot of vlogs about reading and just read with me and the cozy reading. And I know this is not it because I'm just attaching it to what I did last week. However, I started to read another book. Sorry, but this jacket is off. It's Tempest of Tea, and it's basically a underground vampire world with illegal blood house that is a tea room that transforms into a legal blood house. I'm not quite deep into this book yet. I'm still trying to get the taste and the feel of it. Apparently, this is written by Hafsa Faisal. If I do pronounce it right, I might have murdered the name. and it says that it's also an author who written We Hunt the Flame and We Free the Stars. I've heard about those books before, never read them. Right, so but I thought I mentioned in case there are fans. This is quite a new release, I believe. It just came out this year. And wonderful, wonderful map. I forgot that I could have a look at it while I was reading. Oh gee. It's told by several different perspectives. So far, I think we had Jin and Artie. I'm not sure if there's gonna be more. Oh, wait a second. We had another one. I just forgot to flip. Basically, it says, so the pacing started really good for me that I would enjoy. But it's actually when I looked at this jacket, and it actually says that it's a heist. So I'm like, okay, that is also explained why pacing sort of felt like a bit slowed down. So I'll see how that goes. I think it could be quite an interesting one, but it also offers debut novel. So I always had a bit of saying on debut novels, and a bit caution with them. Because not everyone can be like RF Kwang or something with a smashing debut. A little bit of reading, and I'll catch up with you a bit of later. Again, few days passed. I forget to catch you up, guys. And basically, we are gonna be wrapping up, honestly. So since I went to read Tempest of the Tea, I actually did about 40%. I don't know, about 40-ish%? I don't know. Okay, maybe even over 50, I guess. So not a lot happened in the book. I don't want to do a lot of spoilers, but it is a heist, so we did gather the team. And I feel like actually characters becoming more like driven or more fleshed as I'm going now, really. So here we are. So that was with the Tempest of the Tea. I definitely could have done better. It does read very easily. It does feel like it's not so many words, but it just appears a bit thicker. But actually, that it's actually written to be quite light. Now, I've stopped out for a bit. I'm almost finished Mr. Norrell. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Which is like just like an hour left, and I'm like just pushing it through today, and I'm surely gonna finish that. I have a book club later in the afternoon. I like that better because I guess the pacing changes. I guess pacing becomes more pacey, and that's probably one of the things that is rough for me in it. And then next thing, really, so more about that reading. I know I said this more of a reading vlog at this point, but what I want to say, I had a bunch of books. And I definitely feel this is part where you need to hear about them. I had a haul of books, just the 4, even when I say a bunch of them, right? So first of all, Sinan Maguire, Down Among the Sticks and Bones, and Beneath a Sugar Sky. These are almost like novellas. Novellas. I say novellas. I think they can be read as single standalones. not sing-alongs. A series of, I believe, wayward children. In any sense, it's a story about children who have their own door into, like, a portal into fantasy world, and they each worlds are different, and they each discovered this door. And I know that the first one was like, we discover the door but we can't find it again, sort of situation, and we feel lost that way. And everyone is different. The first one, so this is the second and the third, if we, I think, say chronologically. I don't think it matters, like, again, because we can read them separately. The first one I remember was like Kingdom of Hades, that there was a door into Kingdom of Hades or something like that. I got these books because I liked the writing. It's very readable. I felt like I can consume them very quickly because I just had that chunky book of Mr. Norrell and Jonathan Strange, right? So I'm like, now I want easy and quick reads. In that sort of vibe, I also picked up another middle grade. I know nothing about it, but apart from this, it looks like a mystery. It's called Fair Fleet Affair, and I only picked it up based on the cover because I'm, again, writing a middle grade. I always have a middle grade on the side if I want to read a middle grade. So there's always going to be at least one in my purchases to always be there in case I need it. That's that book. I don't know nothing about it, but I'm sure you hear it once I read it. Now, Lies We Sing to the Sea. This was, I also thought I really missed of sort of Greek retelling books. There was quite a few in my pocket to read. This was not one of them. I don't know a lot about this part, but I accidentally picked it up in Goodreads or somewhere, and I saw that it was highly acclaimed, let's say. Now, very, very interesting is that people really, like, if you look at the comments, people who read it leave very high rating and very good impression of it. However, there's a massive amount of people who say, I'm not going to pick this book up and grade it down because they heard that the author said that she didn't really research the mythology under her writing, let's say, that she didn't like read Odyssey or anything, like, and they are like, I can't deal with this author who doesn't do her job. And I felt like other ones who did read it left very high scoring and starring, and writers are not historians. They are someone who's been alive. So if it is that highly appreciated anyway, it's a good liar, right? So it means it's a writer, right? It's able to spin the story, and that's what we look into books. We're not looking for facts or history. At least I am not. I'm not into historical novels in general. So I just like the beauty of how often the Greek mythology, like, retellings are written, wording and beauty of it. So that's really what matters to me, and I'm deciding to give it a chance. That's all I know about this book, really. That it is told on about Ithaca. They say it's a new myth rather than retelling because it is not researched very well, but the ones who gave it the chance seemed like we liked. These are the 4 books I got recently, and I'm really looking forward. I started watching a lot of reading blogs of other people, and it's starting to get me out of a slump, and it's just like so wonderful. Best and the last. Best for the last is that today I received my book proof. And I already been talking about it, that it's on my newsletter now, and I had a little bit of mentions that my book is coming out and there is a preset date for it and you can pre-order it. In any sense, only today I received the proof of it, and there's no bleeds and it looks wonderful, and that's why I want to show it to you guys as well. And I'm really happy, of having my novel. I showed the cover in the other one already, but the corners are beautiful, right? The corners are beautiful, so the edges and the pictures of illustrations are wonderful because Izzy Evans done such an amazing job, right? I mean, I'm showing you the darkest image, but it's one of my favorites. Right, so this is where the two characters meet in any sense. So you can pre-order it, especially if you like a Ghibli fan, because it's a light middle grade and it's fairly young. And despite the sad happenings in shadow of this book, let's say, it's actually very happy in itself. It keeps the sort of positive vibe throughout. And I think this is what I wanted to write in that sense. It was all about, it was a pandemic book for me writing. So I wanted to keep the positivity. It's been about, and again, it's been about 4 years by the time I decided to put it into the world. But it is something that it is pretty dear to me, and I'm really hope that some of you will like to check it out. All in all, that concludes my vlog, which had a combination of everything and was a little bit rocky. Hopefully next time we have something more concise. But do check out my Patreon newsletter, do check out my book, keep in touch really. Okay, lovely. See you next time. Bye.